So as I was saying, for term one, I mean for hold on. Yeah, so you would have your log class. You would be reading from a text file, and the text file would contain that, and your flight class would be information pertaining to a flight. Do you guys get that? Yes, no?
Yeah.
Now, in your log class, you got asked to create something called, okay, you don't have that here, but you could get asked to create something like public int get pos. And when you deal with an entity, right, an entity would have a unique item to it. Now, in this case, flight as time, destination, client name. For argument's sake, this one doesn't really have a unique identifying component. But let's just say, for argument's sake, that time was the departure time, and there's only one flight departing at a time. So, for example, 9:55 would be at 9:55 a.m. Does that make sense? And no other flights will be leaving at that time. Just for argument's sake, just so we have a unique identifier. Okay, so in this case, the flight time is a unique identifier for it. So then we would only be one flight with that time. So for example, if I had to do this correctly, I would actually create a field called flight ID, and I'd work with that. But because I can't quickly create I don't want to modify it too much, so I'm just going to leave it as just being time for now, as being the unique identifier. Then what you can do is with this, you would loop through the array, right? So we loop through the array num flights, and we would say if open brackets flights position I dot get time is equal to time, then return I, else return -1. Now what does that do?
So it loops through that, then if it's if the time.
Now that we get the position, we can work with that. And what I want to show you with the get position here is, why is it not saving? Okay. Now if I go back to my flight class, I'm going to create a new class. Now this class is going to be called new Java class. Now right now, remember the first test is literally just reading from the text file to an array, and there's going to be a toString. That's it, right? There's marks for creating an entity class. There's reading from a text file, and then there's that. Yeah.
So you finished the GUI last time.
When you go to the flight class, we're now going to create a separate class. We're going to say new Java class, and in this Java class, I'm going to call this Java class booking. Flight booking. Or let's just call it booking, that's fine. Now in this booking, I can create, okay, flight semicolon. I'm then going to say, just so you guys keep it to normal stuff, private string clients. I'm making this very simple, it's just got flights and client. You guys get that?
Yeah.
I'm going to create a fully parameterized constructor. So this client has booked on that flight. Simple, right? Okay. Now, what if I wanted to create a new instance of my flight in my log class? In my log class, I want to create an instance of the flight class. So what you could do is, if I go now, let me create an array of bookings. So I would now go private, yeah.
Why wouldn't you need a client class? Or would you?
You could, but I like the question. Why don't I have a client class? Yes, you should. But am I going to make you make 3 different classes during an exam purpose?
No, but I'm just saying, like in the.
Okay, so private booking, bookings. We'll make this an array. Semicolon. Private int num bookings. We're then going to now. I'm going to comment out here. I'm going to say, okay, now we're going to deal with bookings. Now I'm going to say booking. I'm going to create myself a method to add booking. And one thing I suggest you guys do when you do stuff like this is you copy and paste the fully parameterized constructors information there into here. So I'd go public void add booking. Paste it into there. Oops, not semicolon. And then you'd go flights sorry, booking, this is equals new bookings position, num bookings is equal to new booking. You guys follow this?
Yeah.
Flight clients, and then I'd go num bookings plus. So now we've got two different objects. We've got a flight array and we've got a booking array. Here I add to a flight, here I add to an array. Now if I go here and I say I want to add a booking, so if I just want to go add booking, how on earth am I going to send through a flight? And the way you can do that is you can just go flights, plural, position, get pos, flight that starts at 9:55. And this is the client is me. So this get pos would return the position where the flight is at 9:55.
So, but you already used like flights as plural. You already used it as another.
It is another variable I'm referring to. Here we've read all the information into. I'm just capturing the data at the moment. So okay, so now here the next thing that we've got is at 1400. So 1400. Who's joining? Shen is now going at 1400. Who's joining Shen?
Me.
Cool. Rico is joining Shen. And you guys are going to Irene.
Oh.
You got the short end.
India.
Kruger, never mind, you're going to the Kruger.
Someone's at the door.
Yeah. Thanks. Now that we're going to be reading from this bookings one, now you realize the time is stored. So what we would do is in our bookings, we would do the exact same thing as we've done up here, right? You guys happy with that?
Yeah.
But now I'm just going, I can even literally, it's a little bit of a hack, but I could copy, paste, and I could then change it. So now my flights is equal to new flights. No, I'm now looking for my bookings. So I'm initializing my bookings to be correct. Okay. Now you don't need to create a new F because the F already exists, but now I do need to change it to bookings.txt. You guys happy with that? Now the next step, scanner is equal to new scanner. I don't have to declare it again because it's already there. So I can just override it. And then here record is new line, hashtag. The first thing is actually time, so that's fine. And the next thing is actually the clients. Ironically, we now got two clients, but it's now better at least. And then now you'd go add booking. Now here we've got the time, right? So if I go flight is equal to
Why did you do two flights? Oh, never mind.
flight position get pos time add booking flight client. Okay, I'm going to go through that again. I'm going to pause the video down here. Do you want me to record me going through it again on the video? Okay. Step one. I'm actually happy for you guys to leave this stuff up there. I don't really care. You guys could leave this up here if you want. I don't care. But you do have to initialize the size somewhere. Okay? But now that the size has been initialized, I am then taking my file exactly the same as I've done previously. I read from a file, right? But I'm now just pointing to a different file. And now instead of pointing to flights.txt, I'm pointing to bookings.txt. You guys good so far?
Yeah.
Now I'm saying scan. I'm just resetting up my scanner to scan the bookings file, not the flights file. Good? I'm looping through the bookings file. I get the record. I then work that I want to separate the record. I then get the time. So if I now look at my my booking, the first thing it's going to get is 9:55, isn't it? Okay? So 9:55 is stored. I then create a temporary variable called flight, where I refer that temporary variable called flight to the array flights get position time. So in the case of Andrew's example, I would go through, when I got to Andrew 7, right? I would then say, okay, Andrew is the person I'm pointing at. So when I create this booking, I would be referring to Andrew. Do you guys follow? So now that refers to the same position. So flight is now pointing to the flight which happens at that time. Get pos just returns the place where that time occurs. Do you guys follow? Now, string client, it will then add the booking. Now you've got a booking which has the flight and the client. That there is the challenge.